I bought a house in Cabo to shake off my cargo. It went a little bit far though. I didn't blew my top off. Now 6 by Arsenal. I didn't drive my car home when I drank that charcoal. Man, I miss my mom so. Ask me how it feels. I say it feels too real. When you pick up speed, what's pitch black weed.
Good evening, everybody. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound. James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive. DJ X3C is in the building. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to everybody who is tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and all them other janky social media websites. Anyway, y'all. Love y'all, mean it. Welcome again to another episode of Like It or Not here on the Benjamin Dixon Show. Good evening, everybody.
Not once, don't stop, no. Cause I'm a brand new model. With a brand new model. Yeah, I called up Carlos. Said I won't be calling. He said in my old tempo. It wouldn't make much sense, so yeah. Ask me how it feels. I say it feels too real. When you pick up speed.
Shout out to the family tuning in, man. I see everybody here. We're going to get our shout outs going in a minute. Let me make some link copies.
It'll be too hard, man.
Shout out to everybody that is tuning in with us this evening. Hey, Jessica Lee, what's going on? I'll spin like a dragon. Rolling Dragon, welcome. Shay, what's going on, Shay? Shay Dragon is in the building. Six Dragon Daddy Lee, what's going on? Six Dragon Sharon. Tyler Hackner, what's up? Stream Elements, hey, Stream Elements. When you shout out everybody in the chat. Laura Estrada, welcome. Kareem Ransom, welcome, y'all. Andy from Ohio, hi, Andy. Jessica Lee, good evening to you. Melanie Dennis, hey. Marco Antonio, welcome. Infinite Content, what's going on to you? Welcome, sir. Neon Death, welcome. Old Man Housephone, good evening. Love everybody, man. Good seeing y'all this evening. Jules T, what's going on, Jules? Hope y'all having a good day, and hope the weekend and the week was a good one as well, too. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, like it or not. Going down. Good morning. Long time true love crime. I hope you know that it may hurt for a while. Let's slow down. I can see behind that broken smile. Nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa. You're nice, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa. You're nice, like cocoa bread. Like cocoa bread. Ooh, driving dick, watch a movie. Right by your side on duty. Not too much, not too sweet. Ooh, passion from your truly. Real quick, I got a joke for y'all. Guess who I bumped into on my way to get my glasses fixed? Guess who I bumped into on the way to get my glasses fixed, y'all? Everybody. Blind Tail. I know you still nice, sweet. Hey, y'all, this week I did go to the zoo as well. And I'm back in the game. The zookeeper told me it was bred in captivity. I didn't see what's going on, Ryan Foreman. Welcome. You're nice, like cocoa. You're nice, like cocoa bread. Like cocoa bread. Boy can't take the eye off you. Them girl can't take the eye off you. My mind, yeah, in my mind, oh you. My mind can't take my mind off you. Baby, oh come be my lady. Oh give me a baby. Nightingale, welcome. Oshana, good evening. I love you as well, too. Nicole, welcome, Nicole. Here's a question for the masses. Can trees poop? Can trees poop? Yes, of course. How else do we get number 2 pencils?
Friend of me, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, enemy. All these neck just
shout out Tiger in the chat. What's going on, Tiger?
All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
I'm about to go Goku. Leave all my haters red like old news. Yeah, trying to get the green like it's Whole Foods. Couldn't take my style and now you show blue. Yeah, we don't even know you. Your hometown, we don't even go to. Trying to get it worldwide, global. Looking I can show you. Been killing this is O2. Spiller, the Hope Mandela. Life so free, can no man kill.
Latino, welcome, exactly. Bluebird on my shoulder, welcome. Nightingale, how are you?
Go look for the exit. New sheriff in town, I get a little reckless. Missed the memo, go check the message. I ate then came back for seconds. I hate seeing your fake little necklace. Lifestyle decrepit, I should probably expect this. Too much
Yvonne Young, welcome. Gert, time flies like an arrow. Fruit fries like a banana. I can't stand y'all, man. Why do y'all egg me on like this? It's terrible.
All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
Nightingale, I appreciate it. I'm doing pretty good. The week wasn't. What I'm talking about? The week was long. It was a long ass week. I don't know about y'all, but my God, today. What am I looking for? Here we go. Friends of Spice, welcome. All right, y'all, it's about that time. It's about that time. Yes, it is, y'all. Anyway, before we get started, I got fired from the keyboard factory this week. Sad, said it was a long week. My boss said I wasn't putting in enough shifts. That's when I completely lost control. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Let's get it, y'all. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. We're about to let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for like it or not. We're about to let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, I'm trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with a mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it. You don't get to do that.
I was just waiting for, there was like a hair of a split second hesitation.
You could,
and I ran with it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you can hear me first because I wasn't sure if you guys can hear or see me because I'm literally doing all this from a laptop. So I just wanted to make sure I was good. So if you guys can see me, we're good.
You're in the house, sis.
Okay. So welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Y'all got me confused now because I'm just like, okay, wait, which one of y'all supposed to? Okay, never mind. It don't matter.
Yeah,
hey, y'all.
Yeah. Anywho, good night, good evening, everyone. Yes, I hope everybody's doing good. Ben, it's nice to see you. Bubba, it's nice to see you. I know I haven't been here last week. I went here because I had a gig. I had to work. And so I'm glad to be with you guys this evening. Straight fresh 2 seconds out of the 9-5. But she is right here with you guys on this Friday, the first Friday of March, which means rent was due.
It's like it's just now dawning on her, DJ.
Because I checked my account right before started the show, and I'm like, dang, it's crazy.
Something about the first of the month, how it shows up and then it goes out all within such a quick period of time. I understand.
We're on the third now, and the third for some people.
Yeah, so you know that money gone.
Yeah, you know that money gone. So I wanted to see. So when you get paid, and it's crazy because today was payday, right? But when you get paid, it's like you go on your account to see. Today was the last day to pay rent, and I chose today, and so. It said, "Hey, what's up? Hello." And all, now it's time to get groceries. And we know eggs is, I don't even eat eggs like that, but I know it's way up there and unaffordable. So, but here we are, Friday, I am here. We have made it to the third month of the year. Alexa, how many weeks are we into the new year? She don't know, and that's okay.
I hear her saying something in the background.
About something else.
Saying a whole bunch. I'm like, girl, ain't nobody ask you all that.
Nobody. I hate when she does that. But we are, I think, like the 9th week, 10th week into the new year, but they're like 53. So think about it like that. I know we're looking at it like, damn, we already in March. If we change our perspective to we're only in the 10th week and we have about 40 more weeks to go, or however many weeks are in a year. It helps you change your perspective on that because so many things can change within a few weeks, a year, a month. It could be your weight goals, it could be your health goals, it could be your mental health goals, it could be relationships, it could be removing yourself from people, it could be graduating from living in a shelter to living in your own home. It could be being in your own home. You may not have any furniture just yet, but you're blessed enough to call somewhere. Hey, Shy, it could be since you were able to take a gas. But I'm telling you right now, because, and I say all that to say, because that's my new thing to say this year. I say all that to say, because I can rant forever. that, today I woke up and I was like, hey, Lord, I don't know how I've made it this far, but I made it this far. And that's forever who you guys worship or not worship. But for me, my Black Jesus. And I said, I don't know how I made it this far, but I made it this far. I have been consistent in waking up, praying, meditating to get these days to be, more functional for me. To right now I'm in courses to do a shift in my type of 9 to 5 so that I can get some money to make this thing work for me called life. But I'm taking courses for that on top of doing the 9 to 5. So there's like literally no time for me in the middle, but the morning time is. And this morning I woke up because usually I, tend to get the show together. And I woke up and my computer said, hell no. And this is the same computer that I'm doing all the courses on, that I'm helping my mother with, because
life.
Yes, my dad, I literally just did a whole bunch of healthcare stuff for him. All that information is on the computer. And so I have to figure out that whole situation, and he needs to be at the doctor on tomorrow. But God is good. All of that happened, and I'm like, dang, I'm not gonna be able to finish the last few courses that I have without, having that login information because it's not over to my phone. So now I'm over here panicking. Had to get up this morning. I know I talked to you, Ben. I needed to let you guys know because I want to do the show. I'm trying to be on today. So, I went over to my computer guy. He said, well, that's not going to happen for you today. You're not going to and your computer is literally is going to see the Lord, sis. Why are you still trying to hold on? It's been 10 years. And so now, we're here. My sister, I'm using her computer, which is actually really great quality. I didn't think it was going to be like this. She has a new MacBook, and I don't have the microphone on because it's not compatible with this new MacBook.
It probably is, Rebecca. You just don't know what you're doing, girl.
I'm going to say, like, it's plug and play.
When you said it's not working, I'm like, girl, it's just plug and play. You should just plug it in.
What about the camera?
Camera the same way.
Should be plug and play too. Now the camera might be a little trickier, but yeah, it's
not a MacBook Pro.
Even still, it should still work.
No, guys,
I'm on a non-MacBook Pro too.
There's only 2 options on, like, there may be 3 on this side and like 2 on this side.
Is it the USB-C? It's a USB-C.
It's not, yeah.
Oh, so that's why it won't work. You got to get the connectors.
Yeah,
or get the little hub.
Yeah, but I say that to say we still found a way. She came here in in an Uber to my home, had the goods, which was the computer. All we needed was the light, and we needed me, and we are here. Okay, we are here. So yeah.
And
so
the good thing is, at least you don't have the echo or the little feedback like we always got. So it's actually not bad. I mean, I wasn't calling you out or nothing, but and
it's a 2023 computer. So if you guys want to help me in getting a new computer, please do. The Cash App is Becca's Voice. Other than that, we're gonna be working.
Y'all going and drop that girl $2,500 so she can get the new MacBook Pro.
Right,
other than that, we're just gonna work on how we can. I may or may not be here until my old computer. We figure out if we can get that fixed. But God is good, and I'm so happy to see you guys. You guys look great quality on this computer. Like, no, you guys look good. I guess my computer was making y'all look this whole time.
And honestly, your camera, when you said that you on the MacBook Pro camera, that camera looks good as hell.
Like,
no,
and it's not a MacBook Pro. It's the regular MacBook 2023. My sister, I guess she got good, honey.
Yeah, that's the one with the M3 chip in it and everything. So
that's that tax refund hit already.
That's tax refund.
No, you didn't have this, and she's now glowed up, and here we are. Y'all look great quality. You guys look amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I thought y'all was dusty this whole time, and that wasn't true.
Oh, it was your laptop just dusty.
It was my laptop.
How about that?
Yeah.
Dusty ass laptop.
At 30, Lord, I'm not in my cussing season no more. Help me, Jesus. I'm not in my cussing season.
Yeah, it was 2015, and I would have never. The scales would have never came from my eyes if that didn't happen. Yep. And now I see 2 beautiful.
Wait. Your laptop was from 2016.
2015.
2015. That's not bad. It hung in there. Shoot.
My MacBook Pro is a mid 2015. And when I tell you, I haven't had, like, now I'm just now starting to have issues. Okay. my speakers don't work on it. So if I play anything from my speakers, it's not like that's what any music sounds like. And then the trackpad is just like you'll be scrolling going one way, the mouse go that way. I'm scrolling this way, it's not going the same. But it's still like when I tell y'all this is like my money maker. Just
that's what I'm saying. Like
if anything ever happened to this,
that's what I'm telling you.
DJing.
Like I literally do a lot off of that. Just having I don't know what it's like not to have it, but it's okay. You know, again, you know, if y'all want to help us with that, Becca's Voice on Cash App. Now, moving forward, we have so much to cover this evening. I heard that we're trying to stay until 10. I don't know who's making those rules, but I
did this show this week. Y'all stay until 11. Goddamn it, today.
Yeah,
I don't like a long time to get all this stuff together. I had to write all these stories. I had to do car runs, shot runs, whatever you want to call them. I had to do them too. I had to take pictures with people. I had to go out in the street and do interviews. I had to do a lot. So we stay until 12 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and that's beautiful because 12 o'clock sounds like 10 in my ears. Maybe
9:30.
Maybe 9:30.
No, David, you don't. David, not on Black Women's History Month.
I thought it was Women's History Month.
Black Women's History Month. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do, and not him. This is my chat. You are not my master.
Oh Lord! Oh, that escalated.
Damn, I'm about to call you somebody else's name.
Last time that I checked, this was my show. Now,
oh Lord,
David said this much.
We have
David. See, David, that's what you get for replacing my name on the Chiron. Because now it's her show.
No.
Period. You listen, because even when I'm not here, I'm producing it because I need to see I need to make sure y'all covering what I need y'all to cover.
Wait. Did this man just say hands up in the chat room? Like, don't shoot? Is that what he just?
Oh my God.
No, y'all. Oh my God, I hate both of y'all. He talking about hands up like he done. Y'all know David.
Oh
Lord Jesus.
I didn't get that too. See?
Oh my God.
PTSD.
See, that's why I'm glad I'm here.
Ooh.
Yes,
No, I know.
It's like
this
this white man just like, okay.
Oh, mess.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. I got pulled over on my way to pick up my sister from the airport.
By the popo?
Yeah. And it was nighttime. And going down, towards the airport, everybody's doing 1,000 miles per hour. I don't live in an area where everybody is in a rush to lose their life. I don't even
people don't come downtown enough. That's the thing down on this side.
I come downtown.
We do 80 plus.
I literally used to live downtown. I come downtown, especially this. I think I've slowed down in like the last 5 months because it just doesn't do it for me. It gives me anxiety. Like going. I like to be where I have a choice. You can either be there all the time because that's where it's hype, or you can be somewhere where it's peaceful because it brings you peace. And I chose peace. Now here it is. I got pulled over and I was a little afraid, but I was so tired, y'all. I was so tired and I had to go pick up my sister. And then the man just pulled me over and I just on to the median or whatever that little corner is called. And not the man knocking on my little window. Do you know why I stopped you? Look, me. Yes, I do. So he just stared at me. Can I see your license, your registration, please, ma'am? I pulled out my license, but I'm like, why am I digging in my purse like this? Like this man ain't gonna. Hold on, ma'am. I was So I took out my ID and I handed it to him. I'm like, I'm not even gonna fight this. It is what it is. He's like, do you know you were going 81 miles per hour in the 70 or the 65? Okay, but listen, the cars by me were going like 100. They were forcing me to rev up my car. I was the slow girl, so he caught me. So
I gotta ask this question, Ben, before you finish, Rebecca.
Yes.
What lane were you in?
The fast
that
lane.
middle lane.
See?
Oh, you.
The hell you doing over there? You supposed to take your slow ass over to the right.
I moved over to the fast lane because the car was behind me when I was in the middle lane doing 90.
Told you she was in the middle lane.
The only way I could go out the way was go to the left, back to the right. And so that's what happened. So he says he's shining the light. He's like, okay, I'll be right back. He's in the back. He's talking on this little thing, typing in, looking at me, typing in. Then he flashes his light a little louder on me from the back. Then he comes back around and he's like, since you were such a good sport about it. I said, not him calling me an ER.
What do you mean?
Since you had a good attitude about it.
Oh, you was a good one. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Since you had a good attitude about it, I'm just gonna put on here that you went 79, and and I'll give you a citation, and you can just call them. Since I work for the state, you can just call them, and then they'll move on the way they're supposed to. But I could have gave you a ticket, and your license is showing suspended. But then I did see that your car is registered, so it's not really suspended. But I should have told your car anyway. But he said it's probably because you changed your insurance. Is that what you did? I said I did change my insurance, and they were supposed to report to the state that I changed my insurance. And he was like, well, they didn't. So go first thing on Monday morning. But you don't even worry about it, because I was supposed to tell you, but I didn't. And you were such a good sport about it. You said you're going to go pick up your sister. Do you need help for me to lead you on out?
Well, I mean, it ended well.
I said, you know what?
A win's a win.
Let me go ahead and be the good house one tonight, because I just need to go pick up my sister. I don't need a ticket. I don't need none of that. But it did feel like, dang, he really looked at. You
didn't rebel enough, huh? You felt like you should have.
He looked at my nails. He stared at them, and like he was just eyeing me up and down. And then when he heard me speak, for him, it didn't match what I was supposed to speak. Like, I can tell.
Did you give him the broadcaster voice?
No, I gave him my voice, my regular. And he was just like, yeah, you have a good attitude. I had a good attitude, y'all.
The hell?
That's why I beat the ticket, is because I didn't say I'm recording. I didn't say I feel uncomfortable. I didn't say, officer, why did you stop me? I didn't say, officer, I didn't question him. I didn't challenge him. I didn't tell him that I felt uncomfortable. And so
I can get some.
Wow. So was it black or white?
He was Asian, but he, y'all know I ain't gonna say it.
It's time for Like It or Not.
Right.
With Rebecca Azor.
Yeah. And so with all of that being said, not on Black Women's History Month. That's not how
y'all not see. I don't know how not to get pulled into stuff. Right? I hear you, Rebecca. I'm glad you got out of there with no ticket.
Me too.
Just a warning. Yeah. And don't feel bad. I caught myself being a good one too one time when I got pulled over in Boston.
You gotta be that, man.
Hey, listen. I was trying to get home to my kids. I'm like, I'm not tonight, officer. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, sir. How you doing, sir?
Can I have some, please?
Can I get you some tea while you're writing my ticket?
Is there something I can do for you today, officer? So that I don't get killed.
Officer Derek.
No, I didn't say crack. I didn't say that. I said that I wanted to eat some, sir. And
I thought you had some Cracker Jacks. That's what I was saying. Did you want some Cracker Jacks?
It's always a prize in the box. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they took Aunt Jemima off the syrup. I don't know why they did that either. They was wrong for that. And honestly, to be honest,
all this woke stuff is just getting too much for me, officer. I'm trying to go home to go to sleep.
Whoa. What is that about? And for me, I actually think Ron DeSantis, why are they teaching about Black history in schools?
I support the Blue Lives Matter movement. Blue Lives Matter, sir, all the time.
I just feel like we're all going to spontaneously combust if we keep going down this road. And it's like I'm over twitching.
That's happening in the world that we can talk about, that's happening literally just in policing alone. But everything that we're talking about is our PTSD, and how some people, because I wouldn't, but how some people feel like they have to protect themselves in this particular way, to fight, to not endure racism in any way, shape, or form, and to live. So,
say she looking at the camera. That's not.
Oh my God! You guys, I'm looking at the.
Listen, folks, I don't know if we need to give a disclaimer, but I'm reading the comment section. We were clearly being sarcastic. Please don't take the last 5 minutes of laughter and hold it against us. All cops are bastards. Okay? Let's just be clear. All cops are bastards.
Okay. Yeah, no, just Black Lives Matter. I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm not kidding, but listen, yes, let's get to some stories here. I gotta stop looking at the camera, and you guys are so right, and I'm embarrassed. And the fact that you guys noticed that is hilarious. Let's start.
I'm like, is she still in character? Like, no, she's cool.
Well, I mean, it just shows she's got the discipline to look at that camera, man.
She does, because I can't do it. I gotta look
at that computer over here is calling me. You see me looking over here. The computer keep calling me to look over here. I'm supposed to be looking here. All right, Rebecca. I'm sorry. It's in your
Yes. Look, I don't even know where to start because we have so many stories. You know what? I will let the person who created the document start with whatever story he wants to start with, and we can move forward from there.
Oh yeah, that
DJ
was
exclusive.
Ben was gonna start with the trends.
Actually, yeah. I mean, no. Let's jump into it because I want to start because I've been covering it all week on my show, particularly from the angle of how many Black influencers on Instagram have started to share right-wing propaganda that goes viral on Instagram because of homophobia or transphobia. And I named them on the podcast. You got Hollywood Unlocked, you got Earthquake. I like Earthquake as a comedian. I like DL Hewley. I like a lot of these characters, but they're sharing content that is really that's really aiding and abetting the same fascists that are trying to kill Black people, that are trying to ban Black history. And there's a whole lot to this story, but let me dovetail and go here with it. One of the things that I fight for, and I know you all fight for, is the liberation and the freedom of all people. And right now we are in a fight in this country with a segment of America, conservatives, who are seriously ramping up their rhetoric and their attacks on the trans community, on the LGBTQIA community as a whole. If you look at the books that are being banned across the state of Florida and across the country, they're in two categories: Black history and the LGBTQIA community. Those are two communities that are being targeted by the same Nazis and the same fascists. The problem that we're running into right now is that because there are people in the Black community, just like in the other community, I don't want people to take this as pointing out homophobia or transphobia in the Black community as if it doesn't exist anywhere else. No, I'm just tired of seeing Black folks co-sign on right-wing propaganda that is attacking the LGBTQIA community, not paying any attention to the fact that you're sharing the same propaganda from the same racists, the same commentators like Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, Matt Walsh, all these people who spend all day long attacking the Black community. It just blows me away to see Black folks who are sharing and commenting and sharing their homophobia and their transphobia, supporting the very people who are trying to destroy Black history. And I know that's kind of like a nuanced kind of thing, and a lot of people may not even notice it. They just see a video shared by DL Hewley and it's something promoting transphobia, and they just, I mean, have y'all read the comment sections on Instagram? Let me just start there. Have y'all read the comment section on Instagram from a lot of Black folks who are responding to all of these Black influencers, to the point where I'm like, at some point, we really need an investigation into how many of these Black influencers are getting fed this content directly from conservatives, because you see all day long they're promoting stuff that is anti-trans, anti-LGBTQIA, and then you get Black folks co-signing on it. And I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs, do you not realize that the same people who are trying to ban Black history are the same people who are trying to ban books that have any kind of reference whatsoever to sexuality at all, right? Gender at all, but especially if it's from the LGBTQIA community. One other thing, we got a couple of clips. Here's why I fight so hard on behalf of the trans community. and you can't, it's crazy. You can't fight on behalf of the trans community without people coming out after you with their transphobia, right? So the idea is that the only reason anyone would ever stand up for the trans community is if you like trans women or whatever homophobic or transphobic thing they throw at you. No, The reason I fight for the trans community is because that's who the Nazis are going after. That's who the fascists are going after. That's who the people who want to kill us, the people who want to destroy our ancestry, the people who want to destroy our history, they're going after them. And they're going after them at a large scale that I don't think we've seen in my lifetime. The bills, the legislation that is piling up, that is seeking to make it illegal. This is where we are. It's not just rhetoric. It's not just Instagram. We're talking about the halls of state legislatures across this country. There are laws that are piling up, attempting to make it illegal to be trans. Okay. Now, I don't care about what people believe, what people preach, what people teach, how you feel. The right for a person to exist is at stake here. We have seen the escalation. It's not just the trans community. We've seen the escalation from pastors, white evangelical Christian nationalist pastors who are 100% advocating for the literal murder of gay, lesbian, transgender individuals. So we're kind of at a flashpoint in American history where we're really having to ask ourselves, are we okay with the genocide of an entire community for any reason whatsoever? I mean, what does your Bible say? Whatever your religion said, whatever you believe, the question is, are we okay standing by and watching the trans community, the LGBTQIA community be attacked? And if we are, do we not realize that the people who are doing the attacking of that community, the same folks who are attacking the Black community, the folks who shot up the Q nightclub? I don't know if you guys remember that. It wasn't this year, it was last year, but it was so recent. The people who shot up that club had the same ideology as the folks who shot up the Buffalo Tops grocery store, right? The same people who shot up Pulse nightclub, same ideology that shot up Mother Emanuel AME. And it really just throws me how many people can't see that no matter what your religious beliefs are, no matter how you feel about the LGBTQIA community, the same folks targeting them are the same folks targeting us. And I just feel like we have to be, honestly, we got to be a little bit more woke than to just fall into the same traps of, oh, our favorite comedian or somebody on Instagram shared a video that sounds gay. I mean, let's just cut to it. If you put something on Instagram that sounds gay or something that sounds trans, you're going to have a lot of Black people co-signing with the enemy. And I'm telling you, the enemy is coming after Black folks, just like they're coming after the trans community. We got a couple of sites, we could play them, but it's legislation across the country that's trying to ban the right to just even exist. It is ideologies that are getting people to pick up their weapons and target people and kill them. It's ideologies that are leading to bomb threats. There are children's hospitals across this country that had to be evacuated because of the same folks that are coming after Black history. So that's just kind of a long introduction. But that's an introduction to the first story that I wanted to cover, which is this ongoing onslaught against the LGBTQIA community, particularly the trans community, and the co-signing of it by people who look like me. And I'm personally just tired of it.
Before we play the sides, let me jump in there real quick, because I think it's a two-part thing. And I say that because we do want, I do want my Black brothers and sisters to be on board with it and help out, but it's a lot of misunderstanding where they don't understand and where they're still not accepting of a lot of stuff in the Black community. So that's where a lot of it comes from. So when you have those channels that claim that they are trans and gay friendly, and some of them are. I've seen some of the content from Hollywood Unlocked and some of those people, excuse me. But once you go through and read the comments from people that are like the people that make the comments, we still have a long way to go. Bro, and that's just not about it. That's on Twitter as well too. Rebecca knows as well too. When I tell you, they will get in there and it's like some of the rhetoric and the things that they say, it's just like, man, you're still living under a rock. But that is all goes back to just generational. I really think it's on how they were brought up, raised in the church. Like we talked about this last week, church plays a big part in that, but it's just like people just need to open their minds and respect people's wishes. That's really it.
Period. Right there.
And it's so much, and I would say church does play a role in that, but I know that church actually had so many people who are part of the LGBTQIA plus community.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But and they know that. So I think that also is an excuse to lean on just the church being a part of the issue, because I feel like regular folks in regular day and regular time actually utilize that because it doesn't follow the regular American way. And I know that they think they're built on Christianity, but that's definitely not Christ-like to exclude this group of people because of their sexuality, like it is because of our skin color. And I think that there are just regular folks who just think a man and a woman should be together, and everybody else we should treat terribly because they don't follow that ideal. It's not only Christians that do that; it's other religions as well. For sure. So religion in totality. But I say all that to say as well, like, this is not something that is going to. We were going to wake up and everybody is going to be like, okay, treat everybody right. Like, basic healthcare needs should not be taken away from people because of how they identify or their sexuality. Like, nobody to take away. Like, if we're going to be about people and saving people, that should not be a thing that prevents that person from getting basic healthcare. Person, I should be taken care of as such. You know, nobody should have fear in their life. To be in the marginalized group is crazy. To be a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, it's already a scary place. Even amongst the community, I know, Bubba, you told me there's a division there because of all of the rhetoric that's going around, all of the think pieces that are going around, all of the protections that one person gets. But to be Black and to be part of that crew as well is ridiculous, because you're at the bottom. You are the lowest tier of it all. You know, we know so many trans people, especially Black ones, who are losing their lives.
That's right.
Who are losing their lives. And the promotion of thing that is disrespectful or whistleblowing to that community, I think adds to the endangerment of them. And to see that come from people who look like us, whether we agree or disagree, just don't promote anything on your platform that puts the group of people in more danger. You know that what it looks like for a trans person, especially a trans person of color, they are being murdered at literally every single day, and their stories go untold. So
absolutely.
It's so much to paint around this, and it sucks because we do have small-minded communities, and it's like people in general can be very small-minded when it comes to this, because it's not something that is normal. It's not their normal, and because it's not their normal, they want to do away with it. And doing away with it meaning allowing it to die, you being at the hands of the person dying, saying that they don't deserve anything. That to me is definitely whatever religion you are. I know in that religion it says somewhere in there to treat people, you know, with kindness, and I don't see that being shown, especially in Americans who say everybody should be free and all this other stuff.
That's right.
We don't show that. We don't. There's no way that we're showing that, and so we have to be allies. We have to be allies for the people. Period.
You know, and what's sad about it is that conservatives, and this is, so when there was a post on Hollywood Unlocked, and I kind of like Hollywood Unlocked. I kind of like Baller Alert, but then they come through with right-wing propaganda, and I'm like,
you think Baller Alert does that?
Oh, most certainly. Baller Alert. See, Baller Alert I've seen Baller Alert drop mugshots of Black people. Come on, like, that's something Fox News does. So Baller Alert doesn't do it as egregiously as other platforms, but I've seen Baller Alert. I've had to actually go into Baller Alert's DMs and tell them about themselves a couple of times, and they replied, said they said they were going to take something down. Obviously, they didn't in that case, but it's just
in that mindset. Like it's almost like that. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Baller Alert thinks they're helping, and when they post these stories, that's why they created that platform, Poly Alert.
Poly Alert, yeah, that's an interesting name.
It's the. Let me not do that. I'm not gonna do that right here.
Right.
It's actually they're stuck on that one thing that I think Black folks in this space or who want to be in the political space, that one space of a talking point. And Ben, I see what you're saying when you say there's a lot of like propaganda, but I don't even think they know they're posting that up, but they're stuck on that one space, and it's just that anti-right. There's so much than being anti-right, baby. Because there's people all up in the left, honey. That's just you think that they for the people and they really not.
Yeah. See, this is why I think one of the reasons they are attacking the trans community specifically is because they understand the trans community is an easy target because of how many different cultures have bigotry. Every culture has bigotry in it. Every culture has some homophobia. Every culture has some transphobia. And so they know if they attack the trans community, they can pick off the bigots out of each community and combine together a coalition all opposing the LGBTQIA community, specifically the trans community, meanwhile getting them to literally team up with Nazis. I mean, the folks who are going after the trans community literally wear Nazi swastikas. They literally are out here promoting racism and Klansmanship. And here's, I think the best example I think people can probably think of off the top of the head is how hard Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are having to fight for Zendaya. And how the content on Instagram, for example, it is like Zendaya is still a child, no matter whatever your opinion. Zendaya. Okay, well, you know, I mean, I never.
Zendaya's a person, so I'm thinking.
No, who is Zendaya versus Zendaya?
Zendaya is the actor. I get it. I know. Yeah,
Aren't they spelled? They spell pretty much the same. Okay.
No, it's Zaya.
Yeah. Okay, Zaya.
Zaya or Zaya. I think it's Zaya. Yeah.
Zaya. Dwayne Wade's daughter. Let's go there. Yeah, I know I mess up people's names anyway, so my bad, sis. The content that is on Instagram right now has Black folks laughing at them mocking a child. It just shows me how a certain portion level of our brain cuts off when the bigoted gene cuts on, right? It cuts off the sense and the logic to say, who are these people who are, one, making fun of a child, but then two, what is their agenda? And nobody seems to care one step further to say, what is the agenda of the people promoting this hate-filled content? The agenda of the people promoting the content is anti-Black, just like it's anti-trans. Just like it's anti-Muslim, just like it's anti-Jewish, it's just like it's anti-gay. It is anti anyone that's not a straight white Christian man. And so, I don't know. It's a big task to take on because you have a lot of huge Black influencers who either aren't paying attention or they're just 100% complicit with it and spreading this kind of propaganda that is making it even more dangerous for the trans community.
And Ben is referring to the Hollywood Unlocked. They posted the clip of Samore's new comedy special on Netflix, I think it is, where she's like going in on Zaya, basically not respecting what she wants to be called, you know, and saying that she's saying that their son, their everything, and it's just like, okay, so yeah, and you know, I still say it's one of those things where I don't know if Hollywood Unlocked is like wanting to bring attention to what she was doing, but you know, I think a few other people have picked it up as well too. But I blame actually some more for that because that was ignorant, and again, it's one of those comedian things where comedians think that they can be funny and just not respect, you know. Not really cool with it, because looking at some of the comments I saw, there were a lot of people that were supportive of Zaya and Wade's family and everything. But of course, you always have those other Black people that they still don't get it. They're the Boosie badass mentality people.
Okay, so do we have that clip? Because this is my first time actually hearing you guys are breaking it to me. Do you have that clip of it?
So actually, well, I didn't pull those clips because they're straight out transphobe. I would rather reference them than play them. But the clips that we have really just have background into the all-around assault that's happening through legislation, as well as armed assaults against the trans community.
We'll run those clips, but I'll say this before we move forward. I didn't know that. I mean, I know Samore had a special. I heard everyone talking about it, but I didn't know that it's not even. I've heard comedians do this. This is a bit that's not new when they're talking about like it's not. I've even seen a trans comedian do it. So like it's not, you know, and it confused me because I don't know where to when a trans comedian is doing it. I don't know if that's offensive to the trans community when they're also doing the same bits as even the trans comedian. She was saying that she don't care about the labels and she wants her son to be a man. You know, that whole thing. It was all up in that. It's on Netflix or is it HBO? It's on one of them. But anywho, I say that to say my problem is when you're coming for like forget everything else. You shouldn't be speaking on a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is
using a child as a punchline.
As a punchline, yeah.
Speaking on a child. Who are you? Who are you? You can't challenge somebody else. There's a lot of other trans people in this in the Hollywood community. Why you couldn't talk about the most famous one right now? I'm forgetting her name. But
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah.
Not the white one. It's Black Women's History Month. You think I would mention Caitlyn Jenner?
I mean, that's like the
no.
Never mind.
No. From Orange is the New Black, which has done so many more.
Oh, you're talking about
why are we getting it?
If you hadn't asked, I probably could.
Right. But
wasn't she on I think she was on the Breakfast Club this week. Laverne Cox.
Laverne Cox.
Thank you. Yeah. Now, see what I'm saying? Why didn't you come for Laverne? Because you know Laverne would have gave you the same.
Tighten them up.
You know that the spin of the block would have been crazy.
I'm gonna tell you why, Rebecca. Because they have to do something that that everybody has mixed emotions about, and then that, of course, that they know that that's gonna garner a lot of views and a lot of likes and all of this stuff. And
that's
then
exactly right.
Shame on Netflix because y'all reviewed this goddamn special before it came out. Shame on Netflix for allowing something with that rhetoric to be put out there because didn't y'all remove Dave Chappelle's? And was Chappelle still up there? Oh well, Chappelle's might still be up, so I don't know.
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it's Netflix is they don't mind letting a group be the punchline.
They don't at all.
Netflix is just letting an entire community be a punchline while that community is being targeted and literally shot at and killed. And I really wonder if Black people realize that the people who are pulling the trigger killing trans people are the same people who are pulling the trigger killing Black people. Same ideology. So choose I don't care what you believe. Choose your enemies wisely. I know who our enemy is. It's the people who are pulling triggers trying to kill us because we're Black. It's the people who are pulling triggers trying to erase our history because we're Black. And they're the same ideology and the same people who are going after the LGBTQIA community. So yeah, I'm going to march alongside the pink haired, the blue haired, the feminists, all the people that the hoteps are telling us not to mess with. I'm going to march with them because the Nazis are marching with the other folks.
Yeah. So let's roll some of these clips because I want to see who's talking some mess so we can really because it's a lot of it's in politics. They're so annoyed, they're so bothered. It's in politics.
Well, this first clip is not. This first clip is more background on the entirety of what's happening and the legislation that's being passed. It's not just rhetoric. It's not just social media. It's actual legislation in multiple states that are trying to not just ban transgender people from being able to use bathrooms, but ban their ability to exist in the first place. Let's take a look at the clip.
400 bills that I am tracking that target the LGBTQ community, primarily the trans community, and a good third of them target the medical care of transgender youth, and in some cases, transgender adults. They essentially will ban things like puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and in some cases, surgery from this population. In many cases, they will tell doctors precisely how they should medically detransition these transgender youth by withdrawing them from their medication systematically.
What are the penalties for people who break those laws, for doctors or families or individuals?
Yeah, so they tend to vary. In some cases, it's a revoker of licensure. In other cases, they are felony bans, like in Alabama. In some cases, there have been times where they've floated child abuse provisions, where, like, for instance, in Texas last year, whenever Governor Greg Abbott began investigating the parents of trans teens for child abuse. And so, we've got a broad range of the way that the community is targeted by this legislation.
I mean, we should say, for the record, that this is care that is widely accepted by most major medical organizations, pediatric organizations that study this?
There are.
That last part I think is critical. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend as though, one, I am the best ally or have been an ally for a long time. But I do know when a group is being targeted for not only oppression, but genocide. And we just have to take a step back and say, who are these people who are funding 400 pieces of legislation around the country to simply make sure that a 1%, like how big is the transgender community totally in this country? Like 1% of this country, if not less, they're trying to erase and make sure that that group simply cannot exist. And I'm sorry, I just know who the enemies of humanity are. And they are right now targeting the trans community. Amongst everybody else, a lot of others.
I was about to say, I'm not even saying just the trans community, period. It's just, if I know we got the clip with the press secretary speaking on it as well too, and I think it's more so, and yes, I'm glad trans lives are included, but it's just the LGBTQIA plus community all together as a whole.
That's
trans community makes up a small part of it, but it's our community as a whole, and that's what needs to be understood. The trans does make up a big part of that. I mean, not a big part of it, but they are doing stupid shit to try to block that. But it's a community as a whole where they're trying to get rid of gay marriage, everything. They're trying to eliminate all of it.
And so, it's like the flavor of the month. So it's like drag queens yesterday, trans today, you know, lesbians here, and then bisexual here, and then it's just they're choosing whatever. But all from the community, we're seeing that. I remember we were so up in arms about people who dress in drag but don't consider themselves trans, and people were so up in arms about it, saying, "Oh, my kid shouldn't have been there." Now, like, listen, if you don't want to take your kid somewhere, pick your kid up and go.
That's right.
This place, I always say that. This is what I always say, even for the trans community or people who are part of the LGBTQIA plus community. If there is a place that ain't treating you right, get your ass on and go somewhere else where they treat you right, right? And same thing for the people. If you know you're going to an LGBTQIA spot, you know, oh my God, you have the option to go. Nobody said you go where you are respected, go where you're accepted. If you going to a place where you're trying to force these people to like you, everybody ain't gonna like you. And that's what that's what tax is. Now, when it comes to healthcare and stuff like that, include everybody. Because what is the reason? What is the reason why you, as a doctor, as a healthcare facility or whatever, are saying that this person, when it comes to giving somebody groceries, what is the reason why this person can't get it? Because you don't like their skin color, you don't like their sexuality, you don't like how they identify. That got nothing to do with you. This person buying eggs.
That's right.
So all of that is. And you're right. So you're right, Bubba. I like how you put that because it is true. It's like we have covered this so much where it's like, we have covered this whole spectrum of the LGBTQIA plus community and how people are being affected from this community. And it may be a particular group from the community, but it's like, dang, they are going to try to make sure that they let you know it's really not about people not being able to afford rent right now. It's really not about people not being able to afford groceries right now. It's really not about like us being afraid to Black people or people in general being afraid to go out of their house. It's not about us focusing on the fact that COVID is still running.
Here.
It's really about us
hating somebody.
Yes, it's just literally us wanting to legally be able to prevent a certain group of people from getting the very thing that this country said that everybody deserves. And that's problematic.
And what about liberty? Yes, Rebecca, keep on. Preach.
I'm damn.
And the other part of that too is this, it make it seem like that the way they're making it seem in America these days is like drag queens are pulling up to the schools, jumping out and starting to do whole ass shows in front of public and everything. Like, hey, I'm like, girl, what is you cannot even go to
parties where they're hiring strippers for kids. Have they seen the type of parties that have they checked the browser histories of some of these parents who are at these schools
and
doing these speeches?
And let's be clear, I don't like any of it. For me, my kid ain't going to. If I just feel like my kid wouldn't be of age to go to any of it. That's just me as a parent. But if you a parent and you deciding you wanted to pass by so that you can get this moment on camera. It was something that you really said, oh my God, I was eating my crepes or crepes or whatever the hell you was eating. I was eating that, and then all of a sudden they came out in drag. I was in Kentucky with my girlfriend, and in Kentucky we know was a very conservative state. We know that very much. And in the spot that we went to, I came with her, and I think they believed that we were together, and I probably was looking like the dominant one, like, yeah, sit down, to my girl, whatever, but it was my best friend. And we were sitting down, and then they were like, are you guys, and the guy came up to me, he's like, are you guys ready for are you guys here for the drag show? And I'm like, I'm excited because I wanted to stay for the drag show, but then I was watching me being attentive. I'm like, I am in a conservative area. There's a baby here, like a small child, like about 4 or 5. I wanted to see what that was going to look like. So we stayed a little bit more, and the drag show didn't start yet, but more people started to come in. I saw older adults, like white ones, older adults. This is a predominantly white area. Colored hair. I seen some trans people. You seen some lesbians. You seen all of it just in there. But then I was looking at the kid. I'm like, so what they going to do? Because it was a husband and wife. What they going to do? Child, when it started to get a little crazy, they picked that baby up and got the hell out of Dodge because I already knew what it was. But it was almost like this was a secret location for them to be able to do that, right? And I also feel like a lot of these people who are considered to be our leaders, it's not surprising anymore, but now they're so focused. These leaders are so focused on something that may have been a part of their history. And social media is the best investigation.
Oh yeah.
That you that they're better than the FBI. Right. And especially if they have Black in them, if they are melanated in any way, shape, or form, and they're women, Black women, they're gonna get down to the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. They always gonna find.
Mm-hmm. Let me try to see who you talk about here because I think I know if I'm going.
Me too, man. See where you're going with this.
So Santos. We don't know his real name because he doesn't even know who he is as a person. He doesn't walk in his truth. And the history that we've seen, he doesn't walk in his truth. When he lived in Brazil,
that's right. That
man identified as somebody else, right? And as he came here, he started to I don't know, whiteify. He started to Americanize white man himself a little bit more.
Republicanize.
Yes, republicanize, right wing. He started to get a little bit deep in that and go to the probate for the KKKs. Okay. And he was online, baby. Came out strong. They changed his name.
So can he do it?
They crowned him white man.
He took off his
he took his hood off there.
No.
For the reveal.
Instead of Santos. We're gonna say Santos, and then all his history started coming out, and he's not even standing in his own truth. And then it's like, wouldn't it be good for you to stand up in your own truth and be who you are? Look at that.
David, and that was a mess, David.
David's quick on that.
He said that wasn't him, and that's not even what bothers me. Is that he used to do that? Who cares? Like, really, right. Did you care when you first found out? It was the fact that you are fighting so hard for the very thing that you found joy in. Mm-hmm. Point at some time in your life, you found joy in that. You were a rebel against what everybody else thought around you, and you stood in whatever was your truth is in that moment. You came here and you were stripped of that. They told you cannot be that. They told you, and you had to. Now you're living. You are a psychopath. You are a delusional person that can't even stand in your truth. Every single other day, you're living another lie.
That's right.
The mold. Of the American.
So I thought she was talking about Governor Bill Lee.
I was going to go there too, but
okay, there.
I'm like, but what if Santos? Here go, y'all. Y'all ready? Okay. What if Santos was implanted by the Democrats? Because then he just acting like he was all this, but then honestly and truly, he just there to like what's the word I'm looking for?
Expose the Republicans.
Expose the Republicans, man. Yes, there you go. That's my.
See, I do conspiracy theories well. That's why I don't do conspiracies. Like I know how to follow conspiracy theories all the way down to the bottom. That's why I stay away from them. It was a pretty good one though, James.
That man is a walking lie.
Yeah, that man's just lie.
And he's like, and yet he's a leader. And our country is so they are so hell bent on getting a leader like that. And when you submit to the white doctrine, they will lead you to whatever promised land that is. It will be a limited time because I can promise.
Candace.
I can look. Candace, Candace's thing true, but I can promise you that they are very fickle, and your time will be limited. Because Herschel Walker, who blew up, was the most popular thing in his point in time, trying to fall in line with white doctrine.
Ain't heard from him.
We ain't seen him.
You ready, champ? I ready.
We ain't heard from him since. And so now we're gonna see. Listen, Santos, we ain't gonna see him. I promise you, he's gonna be in this new. He's already slowing down the news cycle.
No, well, see, Santos is trying to get health care. So you gotta understand, Santos is going to play this out as long as he needs to get. Because once you run for Congress and if you serve a full 2 years in Congress, you get lifetime of retirement and lifetime of health care. So he said he gonna lie his way all the way to retirement.
To the top.
Yeah, that's
way to the top, round and around.
So, the Tennessee governor, Bill Lee, yesterday, he signed into law a total ban on gender-affirming health care for transgender children, despite calls for him to veto the bill and threats of incoming litigation. Lee also signed off on a new law to prohibit adult-oriented entertainment, including male and female impersonators. The drag shows from public property and limited to age-restricted venues. The legislation filed after a flurry of drag show controversies in Tennessee. A flurry, y'all, these words is crazy. Is not a total ban of drag, though opponents worry it could open the door to wider legal battles over the performance art. The new health law bans medications such as puberty blockers and hormone treatments, and to treat any underlying gender dysphoria cause affecting Tennessee children who identify as transgender or non-binary. Surgeries which were rare in Tennessee are also banned. Children who currently take the medications will have until March 31st, 2024 to cycle off of the treatment. The law, which was fast-tracked, people are homeless, but the law, which was fast-tracked by the legislature's Republican supermajority in this year's legislative session, will officially go into effect this summer. Okay, so now there are some, unions who plan to sue over the bill. And the ACLU of Tennessee states that we will not allow this dangerous law to stand. Certain politicians and Governor Lee have made no secret of their intent to discriminate against youth who are transgender or their willful ignorance about the life-saving healthcare they seek to ban. So, we can go on and on about this, but so with the person, I guess the state, what happened?
Man, go ahead.
No, what's Kiki?
No, go ahead, woman.
Try to comment. Let me comment. We'll get back. Go ahead.
I'm trying to see where you was reading from.
Yeah, the Tennessean.
It's the whole. You know what? Never mind.
I tried clicking on it on my sister's computer. It didn't allow me. So I had to move on with my life. It did not allow it.
She improvised. She
improvised. I appreciate that.
And it was a smooth improvisation. Until James called you out.
It's my damn show. So let's know what the problem is. So moving forward, though, this is a state legislator or a state leader that is showing, he's part of the problem, essentially. And children who may need this literally because it can be life-saving for some of these kids who are going to go and try to do it on their own. Hello, it's people don't think that the mental issues that come with it, seeing yourself as something that you don't identify with is problematic. For these kids to live, we know suicide rates are high. All these different things. These kids are getting drugs from the streets to try to. I was watching an episode of something the other day where this kid was trying to help themselves into transitioning, and it was hurting them. And then when they got to the doctor's office, they were trying to prevent them from getting the care that they needed because of that. So it's so much that goes into it, and that law definitely contributes to it. And the pressure that they put on drag shows and everything that follows with it is problematic as well. Because while I said, sometimes I feel like kids shouldn't be at those shows, but that's my business. But that's not a serious thing for you guys to make a law about it. If somebody wants to bring their kid there, that's their business.
Yeah, and I was about to say it's not one of those things to where like I said, like a drag queen is just gonna pull up and just start performing, you will be you will know ahead of time. And honestly, y'all, let's be honest, even with you, Becca, there's nothing sexual about a drag show. They're dancing off songs. Y'all goddamn kids do more in they damn dance routines than these drag queens do.
And even then, 100%, even then, and that's what I think. Even those dances sometimes can be very over sexualized for children.
Yes.
So for me, see, this is what I'm saying. It's all for me. If I'm gonna be mad about it here, I'm gonna be mad about it there. It ain't about it being people who identify as a certain kind of thing. If I think as a parent it's over sexualized, my kid ain't going there. Point blank. Period. If you though have such a problem with it, it's like I'm gonna wear a thong bathing suit to the beach. If you got such a problem with it, don't bring your kid here. Like it's how we like,
ooh, it is so much.
Everybody, I feel like we make it so difficult just because you don't agree with it. Okay, live your life that way.
You know what it is.
Somebody else to prevent their living their life that way. The show will go. The drag show will go on. I love to see it. Drag show. The drag show will go on.
Yeah,
with or without you. But to literally put it in legislation, make it law. Put it on the Senate floor. Put it on go out in the street with your campaigning against it. When people are hungry, kids are being bullied because of this. People are dying.
Yes, literally.
All because you don't want to go there. You don't want to be there. Your feelings about it or whatever. Who gives a damn? Don't go. Did you die? When you stayed home, did you die?
Yeah.
Ben, you were about to say something, Ben.
I was. But I think, to a certain extent, I think we covered it. But I mean, no, you've opened the door. I'm gonna say it. Here's the problem. I was trying to get away from it. One of the other problems is that, and I saw this example on Twitter yesterday specifically. It was a white evangelical girl, a woman, who was attacking a conservative transgender woman by the name of I think her name is Blair White, but Blair has transitioned completely to the point where indistinguishable. Like you look at her, she's a woman. The conservative evangelical white woman who was making a scene yesterday was so pissed off because of the possibility that conservative men might find her attractive, might find the transgender woman attractive. And I said to myself, this sounds like a lot of the root of a lot of the problems with some of these people. Some of these people, conservative persuasion, they want to ban this stuff because they're attracted to it. And they're like, I don't know what to do with myself. Oh my goodness, I find this woman attractive. But what am I going to do with this erection? And the problem is, let's just keep it. This is their problem. They have no control over themselves whatsoever. And they're blaming trans women just like they blame cis women. They put the responsibility on the victims, and they let these men who have a history of rape and molestation. Let's talk about where the real grooming goes on at. Let's talk about where the real assault against children goes on at. It goes on at the church. And I can tell you that because of all the investigations that have come out showing how many children have been molested at churches, right? It's because men ain't got no control over their bodies, and they always put the responsibility on the women, and it doesn't matter if they're cis women or trans women.
Yep. Ben actually hit the nail on the head. I was going to say that earlier about one part of the story we were talking about. It's one of those things that, bitch, you like it. That's what it is. And you so scared of it, you don't know what you want to do. Especially in the black community. Girl, y'all like to get, hey, you know what? Let me stop.
Wait a minute.
Let me stop.
Yeah, you see?
I was about to go. I was about to take it there.
I do have boundaries.
It's kids watching. This is a grown show.
This is late night. There no goddamn kids on here right now. That's why we did
it. I always got to remember James could turn up a one level higher.
He knows
can and will.
Look, and will. And will. Now, not the erection, because this is Herschel Walker. That's all I thought about.
The erection.
The election.
The election or the erection? Which one is it, Herschel?
I'm sitting between these two old white men.
We ain't gonna find out. We ain't seen him.
Lord, I was about to get
Ben, shut up.
No, I'm stopping. I was gonna get even worse right there. Oh goodness. I was gonna say they finally let him go to concussion protocol. That's what they sent him. He finally gonna get some treatment.
Now,
okay, God help us.
All right. So
who got the next story?
Me, I do. Now listen, here's the thing. We'll end the segment with, and the next one might be going into that too, but we'll end the segment with literally, like, I need people to understand you choose, like you were saying in the beginning, you choose, like, we're not gonna everybody listen, you're not gonna benefit from rolling with the folks that want you to hate on these people just because
that's right.
You're choosing to be. And especially if you're in the marginalized community yourself. Like get on a team that makes sense.
Your camera's over here.
Oh. I was doing it again. And
she's looking so intently into that camera. She's giving a good one. This is a good speech too.
And like I was feeling it too. I was like, and then I looked at man, what's she looking at?
My goodness.
I'm so sorry. Okay. The next story I wanted to get on was let's see. You know what? I'm gonna just knock this out so we can just break it up, because this was like a little bit of hard news, and we'll go to something light and then we'll go to something else hard. But Michael B. Jordan and the journalist, right? I wanted to just go there real quick because it's a couple of things. I know last week that I wasn't here, you guys actually touched on Michael B. Jordan and his co-star. What's his co-star name in Creed?
Jonathan Majors. Don't you ever forget that man's name, Jonathan Majors. He's got to be at this point. It got to be Jonathan Majors. Then Michael B. Jordan is just like it wavers. Just like every time I see him, it's just like
he's a major problem. It can be a major problem, like with time. Okay.
And then it's a picture of them like hugged up together. Like I'm just like,
so while you're
in the middle, let me stop.
I need to find that.
See, James, I'm looking at it and I'm saying that's some amazing black brotherly love. And James like,
I'm saying the same thing too.
That's exactly what it is.
We have to go that direction. We're gonna go both the direction, right? So David, pull up the picture of the most recent picture of both Jonathan Majors and look, because I forgot the other one, Michael B. Jordan. But let's go back to this story. So the other day or a few days ago, it came out because they're going on a promo tour. Of course, they're everywhere. They're promoting the new movie Creed 3, and both of them are in it. And Michael B. Jordan stars in there. And there's a journalist. Her name is Laurel. And I think she's on one of the New York stations, or she's a radio host. But she also
with Joe Buttons and all of them.
Okay, so I think that she also works with Baller Alert, if I'm not mistaken, or she's on one of those platforms as one of their. Not right now. Hold on, because we're gonna get to it. But she works with one of the platforms, social media platforms, one of their blog pages or whatever. I think it's Baller Alert, if I'm mistaken. However, it went viral over the weekend or over the last few days. We're going into the weekend. I feel like it's just this week was so freaking short. But it went viral in the last recent days, where she was on the red carpet and she asked them a question. If we have it, we can roll it. I think we have do we have the footage?
Yeah.
Go ahead, let's roll it.
We got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say that. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. It's a family vibe. Yeah. Last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally, because you're coming out of a different space?
I didn't know he was doing that athletic gear. I mean, I was staying in it. It's about y'all.
Isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man? Because now who's the sexiest man? Because I thought you said you're on the way up. He might be the one right now.
This is the one. This is the one right here. Yeah. See
so is it a tie?
No tie. We don't compete. Yeah, we don't compete.
Two number ones. Batman and Batman. Or should I? Oh, no, can't say that.
Superman and Superman.
Superman and Superman, sorry.
Good luck with that.
Like, bro.
Okay, so you also are going to do a new film with Will Smith very soon coming up. Is there rumor out there?
Not sure. We're still working on the script. You know, that's something that I plan on doing in the future. Not sure when, you know, with these movies. I'm just trying to get through this project.
Right,
When I get finished with this one, then I'll figure out.
I'm just trying to get through this interview.
How is it filming in Atlanta?
Right.
Amazing. I've done 4 or 5 films down here, shot a couple television shows. So Atlanta's a second home to me, and I love coming down here to shoot.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh, man. Whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny anymore.
Ooh.
Okay, so first of all,
So wait a minute.
yes, I didn't see that part because they
I forgot about that part at the very end.
Listen to me. That's why I said watch it to the end. Everybody was defending her, but
Yeah.
if you watch the whole thing and she ends with "but you're not corny anymore," that means that you were a part of the conversation that he was mentioning in the beginning. It wasn't being held like he was holding that since high school. She literally said this in an interview on her radio show with somebody else. Literally, like what was it, a few years ago, months ago? It was still in this lifetime. It wasn't when they were teenagers in high school. Here's the problem: when in the original interview, right? In the original interview, you can hear her friend or somebody on the show who was with her saying, hey, yeah, he was corny, whatever. And she comes in, doesn't repeat that he was corny. She says, yeah, he used to go to school with me. He used to walk around with headshots, and where we went to school, you know, I mean, dang, like it was Newark, and we were hood, like we was in the hood. Who's walking around with headshots? And his name was Michael B. Jordan, and he's not even Michael Jordan. So yeah, we used to literally laugh at him. You can imagine somebody. It doesn't matter how many years ago it was when you were bullied, that definitely played a role in how you lived your life. I'm pretty sure that he wanted, if he's walking around with his headshots in the school, that means he was so proud of what he was doing, and he wanted to get some friends, not because he just wanted to show, he literally wanted to be a part of what was going on in the school, and nobody trusted his process. Everybody laughed at him, and it comes out, now you're trying to interview him, and he remembered what you said in an interview.
Look at that look he got on his face. He like,
waiting on you. Like, come on up here.
And then when Jonathan Majors, who wasn't even supposed to be a part of this interview, which should have been a big interview for you while you were on this red carpet for Creed 3, having both of them. Literally, that run-in moment would have been a viral moment about them being together on the red carpet. Yet it was because you wanted to go ahead and be one of these NIGGAs on a mic and going after black men or a black woman. And I am so tired of it. And now it came full circle. And I've seen her before. I know she tried to rap at one point. I know, and things like that. And I know that now she's, in the radio business, which I've heard her stuff, and she's not that bad. You're a journalist. You get this position. I'm trying to understand. Like, this could have been a moment where you could have spun it around as a journalist. Not, I misquoted for sure. And then you end it and you say you're not anymore.
Right.
Yeah, Miss she at this point, she could have fixed all that. She's like, you know what? I used to talk about you in high school. I want to apologize to you because you doing your big one, and now I appreciate you. But instead, you want to come up there like you ain't know who the hell he was. Like, oh, I said that? I didn't never say that.
It wasn't me.
Shut the hell up. It wasn't me. Girl. And then for Joe Budden to get on and do his rant talking about Michael B. Jordan being corny, Joe Budden, you shut the hell up, girl, because you ain't did the damn thing in a long time. Just shut the hell up.
Because when's the last time Joe Budden actually did something besides talking to a podcast microphone? No shade, because I'm talking into a podcast microphone right now. Yeah. But I mean, really, like, what's the real contribution that Joe Budden can say that he's not corny, right? I'm sorry, like
that's all.
No, the reason why Joe Budden said that he was corny was because this actually provides Joe Budden space in his on his podcast, because it's NIGGAs with mics, right? So and when they get the mic, how they're able to say whatever's on their mind, even if it hurts someone. And I think that people, even women, are doing that as well because it makes money. It gives you views. Things like that, but you never know when the table's going to spin. Everybody has an opinion, but when you are considering yourself a journalist, I feel like we have a line that, because we're going to say stuff about each other, we're going to have a laugh, we're going to mention, it's part of the whole thing. However, where you might be in the room with this person potentially because of your job, because of how you work. And if it comes full circle to you, sometimes people aren't going to let things go. Not only did I go to school with you, and I remember how you used to bully me around with other friends. I let that go because I've probably seen you on red carpets before. But you had to get on the microphone and bring that back. Bring that back. And now I get to come full circle with you. You're asking me questions and I get to answer them and flex on you because of the headshots that I did have that you guys laughed at me about. Because I used to come in there, my mama named me Michael Jordan, and I still came out and people recognize me as Michael B. Jordan. There's an individual situation happening here. I found my space, and now you're at the other side of the red carpet interviewing me.
But you know what's really, I have to give Michael B. Jordan this. And all the Jordan fans out there, please don't crucify me. But I'm gonna say, like, when Michael B. Jordan first came out, I was like, who's this guy with Michael Jordan's name? Now it's like Michael B. Jordan is his own self, separate from the legacy and the name of Michael Jordan, because he has built a legacy. He's built a repertoire of movies. He is his own person. So now when I hear Michael Jordan, I don't immediately think of the baller. I think of both of them, to be honest with you. It's still a competition in my head, but Michael B. Jordan, that says a lot for this cat to come from nowhere, right? What was his first movie? Fruitvale Station.
Wow.
With,
amazing. And I can never watch it again.
And actually, I've never seen it, but his first role was in The Wire.
Yes.
It was.
There it is. The Wire. Yeah, he had braids. He had braids back then. Yep. Yeah. He was the one. He was the guy that got shot. He's like, man. No, let me stop.
Yeah, I love The Wire. And then somebody just said it right. Both of these, if y'all notice, and I love how this dynamic has been so far in the last couple of years.
It's been amazing.
Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, Ryan Coogler, they all do stuff with Marvel.
That's true.
Just think about how like all of this stuff has been going on, and they've been filming all of this over the past few years here in Atlanta, from Black Panther, because Michael B. Jordan popped up in that. You got Jonathan Majors that just did Ant-Man, that was filmed here in Atlanta as well too. Creed 3 was filmed here, and then Tessa as well was in another movie, I think, as well too. So I love how all of them work together as well. It's just that Black excellence. I love it.
It's fire.
And I just felt in that moment. Why? See, I could have just said why she put that yellow wig on her head to be on.
Ooh.
I could have went on. But I wasn't worried about that.
We could ask questions about that forehead too. But anyway, moving on. I can't talk. Y'all see the size of my head. I can't talk.
I don't like people who I've been bullied. And I know when I'm mean to somebody and I'm probably giving bully energy, sometimes I have to check myself. You don't know what can happen in that person's life moving forward. And then people are like, Black men always keeping grudges, holding grudges. That's not that moment. She brought that back on her podcast.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was gonna see her, but he stood right there and he waited. Yeah, shoot. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna come back and get my lick back. Okay, I'm about to circle back because you're asking me these questions, and I'm telling you, listen. Did you like the way when he was standing? It was the body language for me. It was like, oh yeah, I just I got about 3, 4, 5 shows. Movies and things like that I've already created that's in the works. I might partner with Will Smith. I don't even know, but it's
the eyebrow. It's a slanted eyebrow, like
right.
And the slight hairline, like, I'm the corny one from last time.
It was that moment. It was in that moment that she
knew. She knew
that she knew it was a problem.
Look at y'all. Y'all might keep me around this piece to 10 o'clock because it's showing up 9:30 right about now.
I told you 12 stories.
This is story number 2.
I said that.
Story number 2.
I said it. So,
number 2.
But I have to say, you guys, listen, be nice, be great to people. You never know when it's going to come back.
That's right.
Whoop your behind. Don't be a bully to nobody, and don't live to laugh about it. Or when you actually made it, I think that she's glowed up in a way where she's able to have a platform and utilize it. So we can't, Ben, you said this at the beginning of our show. We cannot, especially as Black people in this space, use our platforms to whistleblow, to be a part of the propaganda, and to bring either Black women or Black men down no damn reason. Like, let's honestly, if you're going to bring that up, what you should have said was, man, I used to be him. I used to be around that time, and look how great he's become. You know what? When I get an opportunity, hopefully I get on that red carpet, or when I get an opportunity to speak to him, hopefully we can you know, flesh this out and blah, 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 blah. You could have had that moment right there. And the way that you ended that interview shows how less of a journalist you are. Like how much you don't have the chops, baby. Because that was the moment you could have utilized.
Ain't it?
Did y'all see the way Jack A handled her situation with, I think, Kenya Barris?
I don't know.
The fact that she treated him poorly back on the 227 set. And then 30 years later, she had to eat it. And she did. That's the thing. Like, when you mess up, own up. And she said, you know what? I treated him bad, and he reminded me of it, and I couldn't do nothing but pick my face up off the ground.
And she said he didn't even say anything about it. It was more so she remembered how she treated him. And he just said, hey, I remember I worked with you. And that was pretty much it. And she says, you know, oh, great. She said, she remembers how she treated him.
Be careful who you treat on your way up.
And so for her, she's like, it was back in the day, you know, where it was that culture of the person who went to go get your coffee, the person who went to go do this. What you did to them was kind of like make them feel like they had to do 16 jobs, you know, in the atmosphere. And she was saying that. She was like, and then look at me now, that now I'm working for him, or, you know, working for him potentially, or he's, you know, above me. You never know. They had that conversation. They fleshed it out wonderfully. You never know how the tables will turn. And she owned it. Like you said, Ben, she owned it. And I'm pretty sure if Kenya were to run into her after that conversation, it would be something he probably said, you know, he would say, maybe it's all good if it didn't make me feel like that. But thank you for having that conversation.
Unless he just felt like being petty, which I think sometimes. Anyway, I digress. But the other thing I'm really scared of now is reading the comment section. I need to make sure I work on my mic handling skills, because the audience is killing her for not handling that microphone. I mean, they are ripping her.
He's talking on the mic, asking the question, but she got it in his face like this. Now, she's saying, like, what's going on? So because you know why? They're so used to this right here, right now. And she's a journalist, you know, but they so used to this right here. Now, when they get on the field with it, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act.
They should have asked me. I had a whole microphone for like 2 years on this show before Ben finally sent me one.
Next story.
But it was okay. It was used, but it was okay.
Was it? Good God Almighty, it was used. I was being efficient. I was being allocating resources efficiently, is what we were doing. Moving on.
Okay. So before we end there, now is the time to drop the picture with Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. So the black and white picture, if we can just give it a scroll, click on that one. That's the one. So this is the picture. I
freaking love that picture, man.
Okay. Yeah. So last week, I know you guys put up Jonathan Majors individually and had the conversation about him. Also with Rihanna's partner.
If you had not said
ASAP,
thank you. Right.
He fine food. Love me some chocolate. Now,
Jesus, man.
Now here's the thing. People had an issue about it and was like, my brother, my black man, my black brother, the emasculation.
I love that picture.
The erasure of black men and how they are men in this community in this lifetime is removed. And now the woman is now the head. And now they got black men loving on each other, making it look soft. We are supposed to be hard. Kings, the head of the household.
But did you see his interview on NPR when he talked about masculinity, Jonathan Majors, and he was talking about this picture in particular? He said masculinity is fluid. He said, because if I was on the streets, I wouldn't want to run up on me in the streets, talking about himself. Like, ain't nobody gonna run up on Jonathan Majors. All these people talking about how he's not masculine, or how it's an attack on black masculinity. I really want to see one of y'all run up on him, because honestly, the brother put somebody out of the business. Man, come on.
I'll run up on him too.
Rebecca and James. If y'all gonna turn everything I say,
anyway,
I'll run up, child.
I'll run up.
That is a beautiful picture, though. I love that picture.
That picture is, you know, I would print that out and put it on the wall just to make some people mad, because it's a beautiful picture. Like, it doesn't have any homoerotic undertones or anything. It's just it looks natural. Brothers loving on brothers.
It shows masculinity to me. It shows and for me, if I will, the artistry breakdown of it, it shows, my brother, it shows how maybe a black man may have just been tired that day, been whatever, and his brother came to love on him, right? And what I thought about was before Creed came out, the breakup news that was out about Michael Jordan and Laura Harvey, and how they were posting him just looking tired and in pain, and they weren't giving him the space to actually just go out maybe to a game to like release or whatever. They wanted him to be sad, and they wanted to exploit him for that. And what it looks like to me is Jonathan Majors, who shares the space with him, and I'm pretty sure Michael B. Jordan allowed him the opportunity, but what it looks like to me is him just loving on him in this moment, because the moment was a few months ago, and I just feel like, damn, he's tired. He's tired of everybody mentioning his name. He's tired of these.
No, John, he was tired because he was doing a boxing move and they was boxing every guy.
I know what I'm saying. Artistically, it just looks like a man and another man who's loving on his brother. I always see my brothers and their friends love on each other. They will literally like hug each other. They'll have their hands around each other. They'll like kiss each other, like, man, I love you, man. Like, on the cheek or the forehead, like, man, I love you, my brother. Whatever. It's just I've seen that within my brothers, and it doesn't seem crazy to me. Now, what's funny is they'll do it with each other. If an outside man tries to come and do it, they be like, hey, what you doing, bro? I ain't on it.
Hey, back up, son.
I ain't
with that gay shit, Sean.
If it is somebody,
pause is what they'll say. Pause.
Let's give it. This is all right. These brothers loving on who they love and loving each other and being able to share that with each other, like physical touch, without it being something that they're not, and that's okay, right? Like, even if they were, their brother should, or their friend that's a male should be able to love on them without that expectation of whatever or whatever.
It's just really sad to see. That's what patriarchy does to you. I want to bring it outside of just a black men, because it's not just black men who suffer from this. It's just men in general who don't allow themselves to have a brother because they think it's gay. Yeah, like they'll say stuff like pause or no homo or whatever they'll say to try to dismiss an affection that it's filios, it's brotherly love. It's literally a category of love that we have robbed ourselves of as men, black men, but men in general, because of patriarchy and homophobia.
And that's why I'm glad I have plenty of straight friends that, we tell each other we love each other all the time. We hug. It's just, we brothers. Like, those my ride or die. Ain't no homophobic stuff at all. We've been through stuff together, so it's just like, y'all lift me up, I'm gonna lift you up too, and they're gonna carry my fate to pride.
I got a spare battery, but I don't think it's gonna help you.
Oh, here goes. And then the Pride National Anthem just needs to play. The Pride National Anthem is whatever Beyonce song.
Oh, I'm about to say, now, what is the Pride National Anthem? I don't know the official.
Drunk in love. All night. We be all night. Me and Jonathan Majors.
Oh, man.
Rebecca, keep your dirty claws off my man.
No, he's clean, honey. He's clean. Yeah.
I love y'all.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. You guys are horrible. What else we got? Yeah, we got 19 minutes. I've been up since 2:30 this morning. I never got that nap in, Rebecca.
What I told you, Rebecca?
Got that nap in? I never slept.
I told you, Rebecca, I'm like, being ass be tired.
Man, look, when I wake up, it's up. I'm up. I get up and I just go with it. And this morning I was up at 2:30 and I've been up ever since. So
that was me like Monday or Tuesday. I'm just like, I took like a 30-minute nap through the night and then woke up like 2 o'clock and was up until the next day. Just like, what's going on, bro? I was just so out of it.
Yeah.
So out of it.
I get it. I'm trying to literally get my sleeping patterns together, and it's not happening for me. I don't even have kids, and sometimes it feels like I have kids. When these men want to be taken care of, and I'm like, can you buy me a new MacBook?
Rebecca, Hush.
Can you look? Because now I'm on my podcast. Can you buy me? Because these men. Can you buy me a new MacBook?
Rebecca, I don't think your mic is plugged in.
It's not. I pull it out. It's a jokingly pull it out.
It's a prop now. Look.
It's a prop for the Black Girls podcast.
You look just like them too. That's the funny part.
Like, I mean, because all the men, they don't even like be paying for stuff no more. And I'm like, that's unmanly or whatever. So I feel like Black men, especially, like they want white women. And then like, man, you invite them over to your house and they trying to have sex.
Now, Rebecca, somebody soundbite that one clip right there. That's what it's gonna go viral. And that's all people gonna know about you is that.
It's true. But that's that. And then the Black Man podcast be like, yeah, so a woman, like she didn't know her place straight up. I feel like when a woman turned 30, she old news. She's like old milk. We don't need her no more. Throw it out. Like me being a 50-year-old man, I'm definitely going to be attracted to somebody who's 19, 21. Because it's like, that fits me better. You feel what I'm saying? And look, the dummy on the side. Because there's a
Rebecca, I was just about to say, he got that
side. It's like, you preaching right now, bro.
So you really saying the truth right now, bro. So what you saying is, like, if a chick not working like a 9 to 5, you ain't gonna buy her no shoes or nothing, bro?
No, I ain't buying her nothing, man. She gonna buy me. Buy me some new Jordans.
And you know what? And RIP to my boy Kevin Samuels.
Hey, you are not gonna get me to laugh at dead people on today's show. I'm sorry, we're not doing that.
No, my brother, if you
did it last show,
unless it's Rush Limbaugh, then we can all laugh.
Oh my God,
my brother Kevin though. Every time he spoke, straight up, he was like preaching.
You know what?
My
brother got into Kevin Samuels only to realize he was already dead. I was like, yes, it's already taken. I ain't got to worry about him getting indoctrinated. The guy is out of the way.
My brother Ben, if you really think about it, though, he's going to live there forever, and he's preaching. So it's like literally words. But honestly, everybody mad at Kevin Samuels, and they should be mad at people like women that are on here creating pages talking about I could do bad all by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't. You need a Black man in your life. What's crazy is we don't need women. Straight up, bro.
That's the craziest thing I've heard.
Rebecca sound just like them.
She's been listening to them. What's it? Fresh and Fit? Them fresh and gremlin looking dudes.
Like, and that's so crazy because I feel like I'm a type of girl that don't really do all of that. Like, I feel like I know what y'all mean. Like when you 30, you got an expiration date on you. For real.
Rebecca, I don't know if you're in character or not anymore. You lost me.
Right. No,
it gets real. It gets real because there are women that are on here that are allowing themselves to be a part of these conversations.
Used like that. Oh, for sure.
That don't include them and that literally are talking down on them. And then there are women who are on the microphones shouting at Black men the same exact way. Get out of these spaces. Black men and Black women, get out of these spaces and literally tearing each other down. We have so much more to talk about, and there's so much good news for each and every one of us. When we see photos of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky on the cover of Vogue, right? When we see that with the Black baby, when we see that, what we should be saying is, dang, that's a nice looking Black couple. They're doing it. They're getting it together. This is something that we should see more often. Not, oh man, like he should have been standing in the front, or my Black brother should have been like, the conversations that we are bringing is unnecessary to this space. And for us to be of Black excellence, having the platform, having that, we should be able, especially when you got so many people watching you, let's try to see what it's like to change the narrative. I know it makes money to speak against each other. I definitely know that. It's funny too sometimes. I was watching the one podcast of the light-skinned brother who called Russell, Sierra's husband, Russell Wilson,
corny.
He called him corny. The same little corny person floating around and with people with women with mics and men with mics. Called him corny. And I was watching him, and he was speaking to 2 younger football players, you guys. And it's a group of men that do it in this podcast space. But he was speaking to 2 younger football players, and he was asking one, why are you staying inside all day watching anime and stuff? Like that, like you stay inside watching anime? That's boring. Like, you need to be outside with everybody. And the guy kept saying, I feel like it's how I am. I be outside. I don't like to be outside with people like that. Me watching anime, it helps me with like focus on things mentally. And he's like, how that is? It got like, how is that? You ain't like, you supposed to be outside getting bitches. You supposed to be outside doing this. And that young football player looked at him and saying, no, I know. He's like, for me, when you watch these cartoons, it's not about, oh, I'm watching a cartoon. It's really like an adult cartoon where you can actually get life skills from. And I've learned so many life skills from this. And this is what helps me. The same light-skinned man that called Russell Wilson corny just sitting there like, man, I'll be outside buying stuff straight up. I'll be outside doing this. And he kept trying to tell him what he's doing as a young man. It's like, it's not fitting for him. He needs to be outside. He needs to be, drinking and getting girls and all this. And
whose model that begs the question, Rebecca, whose model of manhood are these clowns modeling?
Right.
Who are y'all looking at thinking that this is the example of a man?
Somebody daddy from some fake ass TV show. That's not real life, y'all. That is not real life. That's gotta be where they modeling that from. Like, where does y'all get that from? That's manhood.
That's right.
That ain't it, Shawty. That's not it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not it at all.
Facts. It's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
But I say all that to say, right? We have this space. I'm gonna talk about people. Don't even get it twisted. I am, because that's what I do. But we have to be careful in how we do give out these stories. I'm gonna talk about people who need to be talked about. Now, if we are coming out with these stories and there's a disagreement that just doesn't make any sense, I'm not gonna talk about two brothers hugging up on each other for any reason. That's not problematic. It's not changing my life. It's not causing me not to get health care. It's not. Okay, two black brothers hugging on each other. I like to see it. Let's get more of it because it's promoting black love. Black love doesn't look one way. Black love isn't only something that is a relational thing between a man and a woman. I love on my best friend so much. That's black love right there. And it is what it is. I like to see men loving on each other, sharing with each other, helping each other out, regardless of what their backgrounds are. I love to see it. I love to see it, and I want to see more of it. So that's what we need more in this space, and that's my rant about that.
I rock with it.
So we got 10 more minutes before we get.
I thought you about the 10 more stories we got.
Oh no! I know how this works. This is a show. We will never be able to get through 12 stories unless scripted. Okay, that's just what that is. It's a live show. But Bubba, the floor is yours. But Bubba, not on a live show. But Bubba, the floor is yours.
You just talk a lot, girl.
No, Bubba. In these spaces, I'm telling you right now, with more than 2 people, even if it was just a story, it would never happen like that. 12 stories back to back in 2 hours. No. Now,
I don't know. Maybe we could get it done, James.
It can happen. I'm like,
no. Let me stop.
As somebody with the degrees.
Girl, it can still happen, girl. I know they can get through it in 30 minutes, girl. They can do it. It can happen.
It wouldn't be a podcast style. It wouldn't be something where we're commentating. They would never work for 12 stories. Now, with a rundown that is scripted, yes. Now, moving forward, Bubba,
I still think it happened. So I'd be willing to raise your money on it. I can put money on it.
It's always black men with the mic that's trying to get on here and talk.
I don't even need no goddamn
mic. Always a black man.
Y'all are going to spend the next 5 minutes fighting about whether you can get through any story.
There's my favorite colonizer. I saw Wakanda Forever for the first time.
History Month. Not on Black Women's History Month.
David.
David can't even, as much work David be doing for us, he can't even show his head without getting chopped off.
Not on Black Women's History Month and not on my show. Moving forward, look.
Just remember who did the marquee for you finally after 2 years.
3, but 2. I mean,
ooh, this is 2017. I didn't even know you back then, David.
They don't think we keep David locked up in the basement or something.
In the basement somewhere, bro. Like it's a reverse get out.
We just go downstairs and just punch him in the stomach just for all white people.
We sure do be having David downstairs. Not me talking in the mic like this. Listen.
Fathers, man.
Oh, you could feel free. It's all you. I give the floor to you. I yield the floor to you, Papa.
Well, let's talk about before we get out of here, because since never mind. The satirical comic strip Dilbert has been dropped by newspapers across the United States after its creator Racist Scott Adams went on a racial tirade. Adams referred to Black Americans as a hate group and called for white people to get the hell away from them. David, run that clip. Let's see what this white man has to say.
White. The feds.
The feds.
That's because David's white. He's trying to protect us.
That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. Nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll. Not according to this poll. That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them.
Don't give them any evidence.
Based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me.
Next clip, David.
When he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It is no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to Black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off.
I'd like for him to tell us what he's ever done for us.
And I've been the only outcome is I get called a racist.
Girl, who?
That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help Black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth.
Excuse me, I got a spider I gotta kill.
Totally not trying. And there we go.
David.
You didn't expect that today, did you?
Nope. David, I'm gonna drop something in the chat for you to grab as well because it really correlates with this. And I know we said we got 5 minutes, but it correlates with this. But can you explain to me who this man is again?
So this man is the creator of the comic strip Dilbert, the one that appeared in newspapers. I mean, like, really though, who the F reads a newspaper anymore? Like a physical newspaper.
But Dilbert was classical.
Dilbert is classic. Like from when I was growing up, that his comic strip has been around. So after all of this happened, he decides that, I guess after seeing this poll, I don't know if it's been from his personal experiences, but it just sounds like he just basing it off the words of somebody else, that he decides that he doesn't want to help Black people anymore. That's fine. Yeah. What the hell have you done for me lately?
Come on. What has he ever done? Ever.
Ever.
Okay,
at all. So my thing is just like you saying that you're gonna help Black people more. That's fine. That's fine, baby. Because at the end of the day, just remember when you getting your ass stomped on, mollywopped, or whatever in the middle of the street, it's that Black man right there. That's the only one that can help you.
He's not. He lives in a predominantly white area. He said he went safe. He went somewhere where Don Lemon, this is his words, had stated that wherever it stated that he lives in a more white area, it's safer, or wherever Don Lemon said that allowed him to come back and mention him in reference to what the hell his decision was. Listen to me. Listen to me good. White people have been on fire lately. They had audacity since back in the day when they done dragged us over here, have us working for them, stealing our recipes, our style, our music, stealing our work, all kinds of things, and saying it was them, literally stealing our titties to feed their kids. Just their audacity has been at an all-time high. Mad because the Black man is slinging penis on your wife. Because they have audacity, they've been mad.
Just tapping it on.
Being mad.
Go ahead.
If white people can just be white and be fine with it, and but they don't want to. They cause a separation, which causes us to have so much pride in ourselves and being Black. So when we say anything about being Black, they're so bothered. But you created a separation that we had to come and we had to make something for ourselves, love on ourselves, create a community for ourselves, remind ourselves, or even create the fact that we are beautiful, because that was something that you guys wanted to embed into our heads, or anybody who lives here or in predominantly white areas, that we will always be lowly, less than. So when people like this man who is rich, clearly, a millionaire, billionaire, whatever he is, and we may not care about Dilbert anymore, but it is something that we once read in the papers, so it's historical and it's like a nostalgia. If he were to never say anything about this, if I never heard him say nothing, I would never remember Dilbert. But if he would have popped around the corner on something on that 30 is AF page on Instagram, I probably would be like, dang, Dilbert, back
Dilbert, right?
You exist, just like the woman who wrote Harry Potter. All these different people who want to pull out their whiteness, or come out the closet with their KKK capes and stuff like that. We're not gonna forget this. It's on the internet forever.
Please put that comment on the screen, please.
Please put that Latino
moon on the screen. My God, today, tomorrow, and forevermore. You are not Stan Lee. Scott Adams, you are not Stan Lee. Listen, here's the funniest thing about it. The poll that he's responding to is a Rasmussen poll, right? And they polled Black people about what we thought about this saying. It's okay to be white. Now, I'm giving that specific saying because of where it came from. It's okay to be white was started by racist trolls on 4chan like 8 years ago in reaction to Black Lives Matter. And they did it intentionally to get something that sounds innocuous and something that sounds okay. Everybody should be okay with the idea that it's okay to be white. They did it because they knew white liberals in particular would be pushing back against it and say, oh no, that's racist. It's coming from Nazis. It's coming from fascists. It ended up trolling Scott Adams. He read that, didn't know the background behind it, didn't bother researching it, didn't bother realizing that it comes from literal Nazis. And that's why Black people, when we hear that, it's the same as all lives matter. Do all lives matter in the grand scheme of things? Do I actually care about the lives of every human? Yeah, I do. Do I know that you guys use that to be racist pricks? Absolutely. Just like you did, it's okay to be white. And I think he has to, Scott, you got to admire the moment here. The person who lost the most because of those racists was you, a white man. The irony. Congratulations. You played yourself.
You played yourself. Listen, every time a white person mentions our name, I feel like, and they get upset and they start burning into flames. My hairline just gets so much fuller. I feel
edges come back.
Is that why I got here now?
I like, look at these arms. They're getting more defined. My body, I start looking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like every time I get outside, even the white men be like, wow, look at her. Straight up.
Even the white boys would be going, yeah, I seen the white boys going to the Black barbershops, coming out looking smooth and with the
listen,
they check you out, Rebecca.
Every parent that has a child who just like, no, you NIGGER, all that, they kids is getting ready to be like 15 and turn into what's that boy name? Channing Tatum? Not Channing Tatum. What's that boy's name that speaks with the accent like he's from the islands? And his daddy is
Hanks. Chet Hanks.
Chet Hanks, not Channing.
Why do I know all this?
Right. Channing Tatum did have that flow too, where he wanted to go ahead and give us a little, you know what I'm saying? You know them white boys.
He got that little rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Magic Mike in him.
Yeah.
Straight up. Now because he's coming back with Magic Mike, by the way. The movie is actually coming back, and he's gonna be with
it's been out like for almost like a month now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now,
like,
James,
you can rent it on
why
the
would
TV
you know
screen.
that, James?
Of course you know that.
It's Magic Mike. Y'all ever seen Magic Mike?
I've seen the original. And
I don't watch it for the story. I watch it for you know,
it's Selma Hayek.
Slay that thing like a machine. Slay that thing like a machine.
Selma Hayek is his love interest in the movie, which is very strange to me.
It's cringy. It's really cringy. I haven't watched it, but it's just like when just watching the preview, I'm just like.
But what? Neither here or there. Right? This is what they will get as a child. Period. Point blank. They kids gonna wish they was black. Now, let's play this last video, David, the one that I asked you about. It actually correlates with this type of content. People are outraged about. Let's take a look.
Y'all hilarious, man.
Let's take a look at a question asked to Black people about what they think white people are good at. Because the kids ain't sleeping. It's about 10 o'clock.
Oh, you hear them back there?
Yeah.
They turn it up, man. My bad.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm doing a show.
Here we go. Last clip.
What are white people superior at?
What exactly are white people superior at?
They're real good at violence.
Genocide.
It's like
here's the thing. If someone were to ask me what are morbidly obese people superior at, and I responded eating, I'd be considered fat phobic. Or if a group of white people were asked what are Black people superior at, and they replied poverty, crime, abortion, obesity, fatherlessness, there would be absolute uproar. Yet it's seemingly okay because it's a group of Black people being racist. You are literally becoming the thing you claim to fight against. Black people are not superior. White people are not superior. We are just people.
Girl, if you walk outside
goddamn wig off, girl.
Let me say something. You walk outside right now with your Black self, right? You walk outside right now and you run up on a cop. You just run up on a cop. What's up? You're getting shot down immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. Sweetie, you go to work and you up against or you working with somebody else who may be white. They're gonna look at you and be like, oh, it's a Black woman. First of all, she's a woman. We're definitely not gonna pay her much, right? And on top of that,
75 cents to the dollar.
We're never gonna give you the credit due. We're never gonna you're gonna have to work 10 times as hard as everybody else, regardless, because you are Black. And this is literally what people like her fail to realize. Who is she caping for? Because it's not going to work out. But this is going to get this type of response to this content will give her money. Let's not forget the question that was asked.
That's right.
You think white people are superior at?
Come on.
People that answered, first of all, yes, I would chuckle too. So you are right. The chuckle was correct. Violence.
Come on.
What genocide?
Call a spade a spade.
They didn't say anything that was a lie. Everything that was said was actual and factual. Yet I will read you here a response when I reposted that saying that no ma'am. Everything that was said is actual and factual. What you're saying is opinionated. If you're gonna call somebody obese fat, that's your business. That's you being fat phobic. You sure is, okay? Now, me being Black and saying that what you're asking me, Black people were the only people asked this question. So it doesn't make them racist. You asked them a question and they answered it. And there were people were up in arms about it. Somebody wrote me and said, hey, racist, said to me, hey, racist, I've got one for you. What are Black people superior at? Is it killing each other in the inner cities and having children out of wedlock? Both things I just stated are factual. Both things you just stated are factual for white communities too.
Hello.
White folks kill white folks about the same clip as Black folks kill Black folks. So
probably more.
That.
So can we say what white people are superior at being genocide? That's facts as hell. We can go down the line historically and say how many people.
Who's better at genocide than white people?
My God. Violence, because literally domestic violence has gone up like nobody's business here in America alone.
Who's better at domestic violence than police officers? Let's get specific here. Come on, guys. Let's do this. I'm like, if we ran that clip again, I'm just waiting for the part where she can prove that white people are not superior at the very things that the people identified.
It was never coming. We would have been never, because she would never have added that to.
So, solidarity, man. Solidarity.
But she would never have added that to the mix at all. Would have been waiting forever because her sole purpose was to, as a Black woman at that, was to come against the truth. And Candace Owens this whole thing. So we're here at the end of the story. F all of that rhetoric, y'all. Listen, everything that was said. Look, Ben, everything. I'm surprised Ben came back.
Me too. I just knew Ben was gonna be gone. He can't hear us yet.
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's up?
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised Ben came back.
Oh yeah, no, that was a quick switch out. I got my charger right here, the little back there. I was ready, but
bring your mouth a little bit more.
Well, no, I'm going to do a full show tonight.
The show is full. The show we went overtime. Actually, we were here from 8 to 2:10, so we went overtime. I'm done, Bubba. If you have any more words to add to tonight's show, which I thank you for helping out with for sure. We
did 12 stories. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, no,
James. Hey, you and me next. When Rebecca's out of town. Don't you miss next Friday, Rebecca? But if you miss, we're gonna get 12 stories in.
Well, Bubba and Ben, I'm telling you guys right now, for all the viewers that are watching, I can't promise that I'll be here on next episode.
Well, where the hell you gonna be at?
You know why? Because my MacBook won't be here. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Look, I forgot that quick.
But we'll work towards it. We're figuring it out. If you would like to help fund me for a new computer to keep on running the show like it should be ran, make sure that you guys hit up the Cash App at Becca's Voice. Love you, mean it so much. Bubba,
appreciate y'all.
Last words.
Hit me up as well too. DJ X3C on Cash App and Venmo. DJ X3C on Cash App and Venmo. And yes, patron party next week. I will be posting a link in Discord soon to see who we gonna be will tribute to. So that'll be posted soon.
Yeah. All right.
Benjamin.
Party, love it.
You ain't gonna let Benjamin say nothing, Rebecca?
Ben is ready to go, and I feel like his wife is in the corner in lingerie or something because he keeps looking at
He's right here.
Hey, Jada!
And she's waiting for me to go get the chocolate out of the cabinet back here behind me.
Oh my God.
So
I've been drinking watermelon.
Greetings and salutations. The kids are getting ready to go to bed.
Love you guys, mean it. Bye.
Oh, I must have.
Right. When David still ain't bought the music up yet. Something special for y'all. Oh man!
All right, Bubba, you ready for the white version of this? It's not really a white version, but it's we'll balance it out. I think this one wins though.
Okay.
Consumer spending is up. If you look at the graph right below.
What page are we on?
I'm sorry, we're on page 12, the second graph from the top.
Okay. Danielle, turn your camera off.
All right. So if you look, we're 0.15% higher than 2019. We started this quarter off at 2.75%.
Holy shit.
Daniel.
God.
I don't think he's
Daniel.
January.
Can you do that for us?
Daniel.
Daniel.
Call Mika.
Oh my God.
Call Daniel on his cell. Call Daniel on his cell. How do we turn this feed off?
Wow.
We can't.
Oh, hell no.
Daniel. Oh my God.
Daniel. David, bring that damn music channel up, David. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much again for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed Friday show. It was a damn good one today, though. Hit us up if you're not already. Become a member at patreon.com/likeItOrNot, patreon.com/likeItOrNot, or patreon.com/the BPD show. And of course, you can always tip us individually, man. We love y'all. We mean it. We hope you enjoy the weekend. Your affirmation for the week. I release toxic thoughts and negative energy. Love y'all. Mean it. Shout out to David, Tiger, and everybody that's helped out this week. We really appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next Friday. Deuces. While the feds keeps us in strife, I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.